love it. But I remember
depends on your level of gringo.
The last time we spoke, we had that conversation because unfortunately, well, we're here in Miami, so we haven't figured out, but there was much debate. And I was like, I know it's not said, like, what are you people saying? And I was
definitely
like,
not Jauregui or
yeah.
Jauregui.
I'm going to take it right to the source.
Definitely at least have to get the J-A sounding.
Yes.
You have a J next to an A, it's a ha.
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 Girl, let him know.
Spanish 101.
Who needs Rosetta Stone or Babbel when you got Lauren?
Let me know.
So how are you doing? So are you in Miami or are you on the West Coast?
I'm in Miami.
So you've been hanging out with the fam for, you know, hashtag quarantine.
I moved back here, actually.
When?
Like, believe me or not, right? End of last year, I was here for holidays and stuff, and I was here, like, recording my 2 videos and everything. So I was here for, like, an extended period of time. And I was just like, bro, why don't I live here? Like, I love it here. This is my home. You know what I mean? Like, so I just kind of had this, like, come to Jesus moment where I was like, I need to be here. Like, something in my gut told me I had to be here. And I found an apartment within, like, 2 weeks, and I just moved within a month.
Well, first of all, I love that you're back. Second, I don't love that you haven't been by Hits 97.3 yet.
Baby girl, so I came end of February, beginning of March.
Okay, never mind. You have an excuse.
You know what I mean? No, that's literally when I moved. So isn't that crazy? Like,
God's timing.
Right before everything hit, like right before everything started. It was crazy.
So I want to tell you, at some point,
I'm changing, rewiring wordage.
I was going to say, you know, the Blue Angels are doing like a flyover today of South Florida in honor of our, you know, healthcare providers on the front lines of the COVID crisis.
They're flying planes to do that?
They're flying like the fighter jets over South Florida.
Polluting the air.
I know. You know what is crazy though? So it's training. I know it's weird because I said the same thing to my mom. I'm like, you know how much jet fuel they're using if they're doing a tour of America? But it's training that they have to do anyway. So it's kind of
do they do it normally?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like, yeah. So it's not like additional cost. See, so first of all, I fucking love you. And I know I just cursed, but it's funny because I've never interviewed you in like live in person. We spoke on the phone. I was telling our listeners before you jumped on. We spoke on the phone probably like 2, maybe 3 years ago. And right as it was right after your 21st birthday when you had gone to Jamaica and you had like turned up with the squad.
What a time.
Right? No. So we talked about that because it just looked like you had the time of your life and you were talking about what a blessing it was to be able to do that for those people that mean so much to you. But at the end of our interview, I kind of off mic thanked you just for never shying away from saying, you know, the things that are on your mind and for being such a vocal advocate for equality and, you know, for the things you believe in politically and
human rights. That's why I like to sum it up. Is like for human rights, for people to just wake up to the fact that we're all worthy of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Is just what our Constitution says, you know.
Amen, girl. But like the thing is, you're really, and in that time span, I feel like more of our artists, like the last time I actually saw you perform was at Halsey's show at the BB&T Center.
Oh my God,
when you joined her.
Outdoors is just, I opened my door to have a little bit of outdoors, and outdoors is being very loud right now. My bad.
Yeah, well, it could be those damn planes flying over.
Could be.
But no, I saw the two of you performing together, you and Halsey, and I know you guys have a great relationship. But it just, when I saw you guys together and knowing who both of you are as individuals, I was like 2 peas in a pod. These are just 2 badass women, not afraid to speak their mind, not afraid to stand up for those who don't have, you know, the voice or the platform. And I have the utmost respect for you in that way. And I'm excited because I think people like you and like her, especially women, have encouraged other artists to say, screw it and do the same thing. And that was a long time coming, even from a radio perspective. It was one of those things where you didn't want to ask certain questions because you knew, you know, artists, not that they didn't want to talk about it and not that they didn't have opinions on it, but they had been told not to address it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we have just kind of this air in society where, you know, artists are strictly have become for entertainment and distraction. And and while I think that that's important, I think that we should have that escapism element. We should be able to be creative in whatever degree each artist feels that they want to entertain and they want to express their gift. That's their prerogative. And there's space for all of it. There's space 100%. For everything. But artists are also like deeply feeling human beings that are very in touch with their emotions. And in being in touch with your emotions, part of that is being in touch with your surroundings and society and observing that. And so I think that it's just ludicrous to put an artist in a box of like, shut up and sing for me. It's like, no, bro, I have a brain. Like, I'm a functioning society member. Like, and I should be. We should all be functioning critical thinkers. We should all be, you know, present and aware and educated about what's going on around us. Like, we should be up to speed about what the hell our government's doing. Like, that's important. Like, just like from a human being standpoint, like being on this planet, being a tax-paying member of society. You know what I mean? Like, those are your tax dollars being used to do all this bullshit. You know what I mean?
Well, no, 100%. And I also think now we're in a space where your fans expect that. There's escapism, and then there's also authenticity, right? So
there's
yes, they want to listen.
I think it can coexist. I'm gonna
100%.
be real, like, but some of my songs are escapism. Some of my songs are just me being fun and chill and vibing, because that's also part of being you know what I mean? Like, we're multifaceted. Just because I talk about human issues and like things that are going on in the world doesn't mean that I can't also turn up and like be who I am and have fun and laugh and joyous moments and share those with the with people who are also going through these things, because they're not single narratives where everyone is just constantly suffering. We are constantly suffering as a society, but like individually we really are allowed joy. Like that's the revolution, you know what I mean, is finding that time for love of self and joy.
But it's all of it. That's what the human experience is, right? It's all of it, and that's what makes it amazing and heartbreaking and joyous and unique to each individual person. So I just love the fact that you always have embraced that, and I think just being willing to step out there and do that has motivated and encouraged other people to do it, because we see a lot more of it now. So just know, girl, you are a pioneer in that space, at least for this generation of artists, and I appreciate you for that. And please don't ever, and I know you won't, stop doing that. But speaking of the music, you've been busy, and I have to ask you, have you been working with a vocal coach? Because no, you always sounded great, but there were some songs I was listening to even today on my way in getting ready for this where I was like, oh, like there's this raspy depth and soulfulness that we're hearing on another level from you as a solo artist.
Yeah, I think you guys are actually getting to hear me sing, I think, is the main surprising element. It's part of it, man. Like being in a girl group, you have selected parts that you get to sing, and you're singing in chorus with other people, and it's about blending, and it's about being part of a whole. You know what I mean? That's what the intention is when you're part of a group, essentially. So this is a chance for people. This is like obviously my own music. This is the fourth song I give you guys. That's just my own, you know, that I've had investment in. I have like 100, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm getting in. You guys are getting to finally see me. So it's a divulgence and it's a growth, because I have started working with a vocal coach that's more consistent and that I really click with, and that like is helping me grow. I've also been more consistent in taking care of my voice and like learning the things that I can do to better my craft and get more in touch with my instrument and take care of it. Like there's just different like layers to the growth that you guys are experiencing. But these songs, like the last two songs that you guys had, these have been made for months, years, you know what I mean? Like I wrote 50 Feet in like 2018, like that, like these are like these are songs that have been in my ethos around me for a minute. So getting to give them to y'all, I'm really enjoying the response, just because I love things that are organic and that grow because they're meant to, and not because they were forced to. So I think that I heavily feel like that's my project. It's like little seeds of myself being sown, and people slowly but surely being like, oh, that's her, like, oh, that's what she can do, oh she sings like that, oh she can write, like, oh she can. I'm with that. Like I'm cool with that kind of discovery and like the organic put on. I like that. Like I've always wanted that. I've always wanted to be that kind of artist that just like naturally makes their way into a heart because of what I'm saying and what I'm making them feel. Like that's how I connect with all of the artists that I love, you know?
You definitely have just like I said, that organic vibe about you where it's like our relationship is going to be built on truth and a connection, not because it was manufactured and I was like put in front of you and everybody said, love me now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I get it. Like I have to earn that respect, and I'm with that. Like I don't have a problem proving it. Like I have it.
Well, I love hearing you too also in that kind of, again, in a very soulful role. I think you've always given off that swag, like, you know what I'm saying? There's your pop star, and then there's somebody that has a different kind of swag to it.
Yeah.
And you are definitely that, and you can hear it in the songs. I know in Lento, obviously, in 50 Feet Back. And I love that you're using your Spanish, because I think that's another thing that, like you said, when you're in a group, little nuance, like parts of you get lost because you have a lane, right? Everybody collectively makes a whole. So you don't get to be a whole,
and the whole
as a person.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
is what is the entity, is what is the ethos of what we're giving people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So while it was important for each of us to be ourselves and to like develop that in our own right, just as people, you know, it's also part of the distance is seeing each of us in our own light and seeing what each of us had to offer, which we always had to individually offer. That's why we auditioned alone, you know?
Yeah. That's the exciting part about it, though, is like now people get to know Lauren, the person, Lauren, the artist in your entirety. And I think that that's going to be a really exciting thing to watch, because there is definitely so much to you. So I'm excited because I think you're finally getting to tap into that. Whether the song is from 2018 or not, girl, we're loving it in 2020. I know we don't have a lot of time with you. I do want to ask, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Folks have been cooped up. I know this is something that you're passionate about, and I know it's something that you speak out on. Do you have any words of advice for your fans, for our audience that may be struggling a little bit right now in this time where they're away from the people that they would normally be, you know, sharing this with?
Yeah, I would say to be gentle with yourself. First and foremost, I think that we all have this like insane pressure we put on ourselves to be productive as functioning members of this crackhead society we're a part of.
Straight up.
And I really feel like being gentle with yourself, especially if you're part of the working class and the working force and the people on the front line, or family members of people who are working right now, or family members of people who are immunodeficient or homeless or whatever it may be that like puts you at a huge disadvantage right now, like proportionately. Like, be gentle with yourself. Give yourself time to love on yourself. Give yourself time to like breathe through the moment and like seek out community, like seek out the help that you need, and don't be embarrassed by it. Like, there's apparently a lot of money being raised, so reach out to these foundations that say that they're raising money for you and ask for it.
Hold them accountable, for sure.
Hold them accountable, because there's a lot of people making a lot of millions of dollars, so I want to see what they're doing with those millions of dollars.
Amen. Well, I know you'll hold them accountable. That is for sure, especially if they're saying they're helping South Florida and you don't see it personally. And then the last thing I want to ask you, did you graduate from high school? Like, did you go to graduation?
I didn't.
I didn't think so. Do you feel like you missed out? Because obviously the class of 2020 right now is not having that experience. So for those kids, like, what was the thing that you were looking forward to most before you obviously ended up in Fifth Harmony and life changed for you? What was the thing that you were looking forward to about graduating with your friends?
So I went to Carrollton.
Oh!
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
That campus is unreal.
Unreal. Beautiful.
Unreal.
Beautiful campus. I learned a lot. I was really blessed that my parents sacrificed what they did, and that I was as studious as I was to make sure that I was able to experience that while I did. Because we had a headmistress, her name was Sister Cook, and she just was such a powerhouse of a woman. And she would always talk to us with such like dignity and grace and uplift us to be like women of courage and confidence was like the slogan. And I really felt that, although there, of course, is like all the bullshit of being a teenager and being in an all-girls school and social bullshit, you know, all of that stuff is there. But like, overall, when I think of like the education I got, like I really appreciate what I was able to absorb while I was there. You know what I mean? So it saddens me that I wasn't there to like get that final speech from her,
mm-hmm.
and that like and that specific diploma, mm-hmm. and like to be able to be in like the white gown with everyone, because we act like it's our wedding day, and everyone has to wear this like beautiful white gown.
Oh my goodness!
And it's just like I missed being able, because it's like a little sorority kind of, and I was there since 7th grade, so like those people become your sisters kind of, even if you have whatever kind of weird social tensions mm-hmm. here and there. Like I was friends with a lot of different people in my class. Like I wasn't necessarily like a clique person. I had my core group of friends maybe, but I was really a floater. I had a lot of different classes with a lot of different beautiful souls. So I like got to know a lot of different people that I wish I could have stood next to like graduate with. But like, because that was always just like a little dream of mine.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a rite of passage. High school, college is one thing, but high school, that's what I've been saying. High school, you've been with a lot of these people since the beginning, you know, elementary school, at least middle school, you've grown up together. And this is one of those things where, you know, the 250 to down here in Miami, you know, some of these graduating classes have 1,100 people in them.
Exactly.
You know, that's your
crazy,
squad, you know.
That shouldn't be the case.
It's mind blowing.
How could anyone learn in that kind of environment? I just want to know.
Well, that's hopefully there'll be some good things that'll come out of the craziness. You know, maybe some smaller classroom sizes, some more one-on-one attention. Again, girl, you can check in anytime, because I know we can have conversations,
baby,
about important things. And now that you're here, please, when we can actually link up, stop by the station. Do you have words of advice for the young people getting ready to move on to the next part of their life as far as the class of 2020?
I would say gulp your moments of joy with fervor. Mm-hmm. Take each of those moments and take them in, and do not be afraid of seeking joy. Like, have fun. Have fucking fun. Go out, do things, experiment, have fun. Be safe, but have fun. Like, don't blame yourself for having fun.
Bam, don't shave yourself. And I want to tell you something. I think the sister from Carrollton would be very proud. You said be a woman of courage and confidence. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You are definitely that. So I think that you have done Carrollton proud, whether you got to wear the white outfit and graduate with the squad or not. We're happy to have you back home. I'm for real glad that you're here. Again, the doors at Hits 97.3 are always open to you, Mama. Continue to live and walk and sing in your truth, because, girl,
we need it.
It is sending all of us, and we're here for it. And like I said, 50 Feet is out now. Lento is out. What else can we expect? Is there anything on the horizon that you want everybody to know about?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the two that y'all have for right now, but there's gonna be some surprises along the way. I have I'm doing like a live situation. Oh, I do lives on Sundays.
Yeah, dope. Okay.
Called Attunement, where I just talk about like different topics and just vibe with different people. I have a dope special guest on this Sunday.
Okay.
Tune in.
Very cool. What time?
At 3:33 p.m. Eastern time.
3:33. What is that number?
It's an angel number.
I love it. Okay, so at 3:33 Eastern time, you can log on to Lauren's IG and catch up with her, special guest. She's not going to tell us who, but whatever, it's okay. It'll be dope, and I'm sure.
I just don't like to disclose who, just in case they bail, because I've had a couple of people do that to me.
Girl, because it is quarantine life, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, people are like on their own time, which I totally respect. Like, there's a lot of shit people got to do, and last minute can't do stuff, you know? It happens to me too, so there's like no heat. It's just like, I just don't like to like get people's hopes up and then disappoint anybody, you know?
I love it. You're so dope. Anyway, Lauren Jauregui, we appreciate you, Mama. Keep slaying. And again, like I said, I mean it. Anytime you want to check in, if there's something on your heart that you feel we're not talking about and you want to talk about it, we got you. Let's do it, okay?
Yeah, we can start. Just play my music.
There you go. 50 Feet.
We'll start there.
Look,
let's play 50
Have
feet.
to play my song. How
Let's
about
go.
that? I love it. Well, There you go. From your lips to God's ears. Let's get it done. 50 feet, folks. Stream it, request it, all of that. Lauren, we love you. You are home team and you represent Miami.
Anaya, look, Anaya's here.
Oh,
y'all know about Anaya?
Oh, where is she? No. Oh, there she is. Anaya. I see. Oh, my girl with a little heart.
Dude,
okay, so this is another
Anaya
artist.
is an incredible singer-songwriter, like with the craziest flow I ever did hear in my life. And like, you just please click on her profile and get acquainted, because she dropped a project that I was just like, this is fucking incredible. Like, nobody's singing like this. No one's doing backgrounds like this. No one is doing this. So
okay, well,
shout out to Anaya. She's right there. You just click on her little
You
profile.
About to get a follow from me personally, and I'm going to check it.
Oh my God, no, check out her. She has like freestyles all over her page. She does like actual content all the time. She's like amazing.
Is she in Miami?
I don't think so. I think she's in Georgia.
Okay, well,
Atlanta.
That's like little Miami, right? We
Yeah,
got
right.
New York and Georgia and Miami. Like, it's kind of like
we have similar energies for sure.
One and the same. But anyway, Anaya, we're coming to your page next. And folks, you don't see that often. I'm doing an IG live with Lauren Jauregui, and she's over here taking her time to show love to another female artist, and that pretty much sums you up. So on that note, I'm gonna let you go back to doing whatever you're doing on this fabulous Friday. We love you.